welcome back to my YouTube channel. First of all, my name is Michael. Today we are going to tackle about the 4 different operating system. So now, operating system OS program that manage a computer's resources, especially the allocation of those resources among other programs, typically processing unit, CPU, computer memory, file storage, input, output, device, and network connections.
Today, I'm going to explain the basics of an operating system so that you have an understanding of its desired purpose. Linux and Unix are the big operating system contenders, and all have their own advantages and or disadvantages, but they are all based off the same concept. There are 4 essential managers of every operating system, and they all work together like a team to get jobs completed. The operating system works as their boss and makes sure they are all working in harmony.
That's for the operating system. So let's continue the types of operating system and that we widely use nowadays. So first is Windows, Linux, macOS, and Android. And now Windows. Windows is a separate viewing area on a computer display screen in a system that allows multiple viewing areas as part of a graphical user interface. Second is Linux. So an operating system is the software that directly manage a system, hardware, and resources, unlike a CPU, memory, and storage. Third is Mac OS. So Mac OS is the operating system that powers every Mac. It lets you do things you simply can't do with the other computers. That because it's designed specifically for the hardware it runs on, a vice versa. So Mac OS comes an entire suite of beautiful design apps. Lastly but not the least, so Android. Android is a mobile operating system based on a modified version of the Linux kernel and other open source software. So designed primarily for touchscreen mobile device such as smartphone and tablets. So now Windows user-friendly interface is a user-friendly because it gives you user pop-ups that alert user about warnings and advice. The language is the warm of tone for the linking of the user and easy to understand. And second is resource sharing. So it is a device or piece of information on a computer and that can be remotely accessed from another computer, transparent as if it was a resource in the local machine. So the safeguard data is information protection contain business data, so it cannot be leaked to unauthorized and user via apps and docs and the web. So the software updates is used to keep Microsoft Windows and several other Microsoft programs updated from malware and malicious attacks. And now the advantages of Windows. First is backing for all equipment and convenience, programming support, and fitting and play highlights, work area, and contact screen. And the expensive of Windows is Microsoft pays for many resources, technologies, and OEMS for its development, and the platform is so familiar for users that migrating from it incurs higher costs. So number 7 is seating failure. It can occur because of the hardware of failure or a severe software issue, causing the system to freeze, reboot, or stop functioning altogether. So the developer of Windows is Steve Ballmer, replaced Gates as CEO in 2000, and late in Vision, the device and services strategy developed by Microsoft Corporation. Second is Linux. So the user-friendly interface of Linux is a market as one of the most powerful Linux distribution out there, having a millions of users worldwide. So the resource of sharing provide is the sharing of limited resources among a computing processes. So limited resources is a typical computer system include CPUs, memory, disk space, and peripherals such as printers. So safeguard of data is ensure you use a password to protect your user account. So don't use an admin account for daily activity. Encrypt your data. Activate your screensaver. So when idle with screen lock, review your installed applications, keep your system updated, periodically check for rootkits, and software update is in order to update the new kernel. Your server needs a reboot, so need to schedule a reboot of peak hours to reduce the impact of the downtime. So now the advantages of Linux is open source of software available from everyone to contribute modifiers and enhance the source code. So it is also available for user to download and user for free. Linux is the less vulnerable and more secure than Windows operating system. So the expensive of Linux is accessible to the public for free. However, that is not the case with Windows. You will not have to pay 100 to 250 USD to get your hands on a genuine copy of a Linux distort. So it is entirely free. So the system failure is a troubleshooting, handling crashes and both failures. So the developer is the system created in early 1990s by Finnish software engineer Linus Torvalds, and the free software foundation is FSF. So one is with the flag to show the owner and group owner of files and directories in the current directory or in specific name directory. And next is Mac OS. So user friendly of Mac OS interface is you can easily find all options and programs, especially if you're used to Apple ecosystem, because you already have an iPhone or iPad. All Apple products works really well together. So resource sharing is you can share files and folders with others on your network. You can share your entire Mac with everyone or allow specific users access to only certain folders. So safeguard of data. It offer it offers files-based encryption on local drives, network shares, removable drives, and in the cloud. You can safely encrypt and decrypt files and exchange these files with other user on Macs or Windows PCs. So software update is when software update says that in your Mac is up to date, and then Mac OS and all of the apps in install are up to date. So including Safari message, mail, music, photos, face, time, and calendar. And if you download any apps from the App Store, use the App Store to get updates those apps. So the advantage of Mac OS is fewer virus attack, good customer support, similar GUI for all products, performance and long life, default apps, support NTFS and FAT, and can run Windows. So the expensive of Mac OS is it is a major reason the price of MacBook is so high. However, there are also some great things about having an aluminum laptop. Aluminum is the thought but lightweight materials. So the system failure of Mac OS is if an error occurred while updating or installing a Mac OS, check your internet connection, install the safe mode, install after repairing your desk. So the developer of Mac OS is developed by the American computer company Apple Inc. The OS was introduced in 1984 to run the company's Macintosh line of personal computers, PCs. Tim Cook is the CEO of Apple and serves on its board of directors. So, macOS is original proprietary operating system of Apple Inc. So, the company founded by the Steve Jobs. So, Steve Wozniak and Ronald Wayne in the 1976. The last is Android. So, user-friendly interface of Android is your app user interface is everything that the user can see and interact with. Android provides a variety of pre-built UI components such as structured layout objects and UI controls that allow you to build the graphical user interface for your app. So the resource sharing of Android is their associated extras to allow users to share information quickly and easily. Using their favorite apps, Android provides two ways for users to share data between apps. The Android Share Sheet is primarily designed for sending content outside your app and or directly to another users. So safeguard of data, Android users both full disk encryption and file-based encryption. So full disk is encryption uses a single key protected with the user's device password to protect the entirety of the data on the device. Upon the start up, the user must provide their credential before any part of this is accessible. So the software updates can receive and install over the air OTE updates to the system and application softwares. Android notifies the device user that a system update is available, and the device user can install the update immediately or later. So, the advantages of Android is expandable memory and runs on a portable large device. One of the biggest advantages of using device is running on Android platform is that it supports expandable memory. So iOS device on the other hand do not support external memory expansion by adding memory card to the phone. So the expensive of Android is like Abumo collection, 400 each and dollar. So $2,400 total. The most expensive app is $400, and Solgener Atlas of Surgery is US dollar is $249.99. So the system failure is extremely rapid battery drain. The device does not wake up when the power button is pressed. So SIM card is not detected, and Google app causing a lot of battery drain. So charging cable issues is a performance and battery issues. So connectivity issues. So the developer is Brian Steren, founder, CEO, and CTO at Simply Needed Apps, High Rides and Memory in United States, Missouri. And that's for today. Thank you for listening.